Well, good evening, this is Hound Dog Steve coming to you on the 7th of November. And here we have it, 7 litres, 631 vehicles. This is scandalous, this is absolutely scandalous. Okay, the federal government has gone into the used car business in a big way, and it could be costing taxpayers big bucks. As first reported by Postmedia's Marie Daniel-Smith, the feds are trying to offload the remainder of some 631 vehicles purchased for the G7 summit in Charlevoix, Quebec last summer. As it turns out, selling the vehicles isn't that easy. After buying 154 Chevrolet Suburbans, 140 Touring Model Chrysler 300s, 109 Toyota Siennas, 88 Ford Escapes, 43 Mitsubishi Outlanders, 32 Nissan Rogues, 30 Dodge Journeys, 26 Dodge Chargers, plus 7 Ford Explorers just for the summit. The feds want to unload the surplus vehicles. The vehicles cost $23 million at the time of purchase, and there is no way they'll make that much back. Don't worry though, we are assured buying 631 vehicles for the G7 was the most cost-effective way to do business. The G7 was a 2-day summit stretching all the way from June 8th to June 9th and involved at the core just 7 countries. According to the RCMP, the majority of vehicles purchased were for motorcade purposes. Consider Justin Trudeau already has a motorcade in Canada that could have been easily driven to the site, and that US presidents always travel with their own motorcades, and that the number becomes even more ridiculous. Of the 631 vehicles bought, 431 were for motorcades and 200 were for administrative purposes. Are you kidding me? Come on, this is what you spend $23 million on. And then you go and cheapskate veterans by not giving them the proper tax credit by millions? Come on, are you kidding me? This is the problem today. Okay, this is the outrageous sense of entitlement at the taxpayer's expense, and it has to stop. We understand that things need to be purchased, yes, but this is nonsense. This story is just sad. Student teachers in Ontario will be required to pass math test. Basic math test. Grade 4 students attend a math class at Toronto in 2016. Dropping test scores have spurred a debate of how math is being taught. Well, we need to get back to the basics. The Conservatives in this particular situation have absolutely the right idea. Learning your ABCs and 1, 2, 3s is the way to go. You know, I have a little story that I tell in my store. There was a chap coming in called Winnett Boyd. He was a grand old gentleman, part of the Boyd family in Bob Cajun here, and absolutely brilliant. You know, his IQ was in the, I don't know, 160s, I would say, something like that. He was almost so intelligent it was hard to talk to him. Anyways, this is the guy who designed the engines for the Avro Arrow. And you know what? He went to school in a 1-room schoolhouse. He learned his basics, and those basics became the platform for his brilliance to leapfrog into the scientific world. Okay, and he got those basics drummed into him because in a 1-room schoolhouse, when he was in grade 5 or grade 6, he was helping the grade 3 and 4s and 5s get their times tables down, get their addition, subtraction, multiplication and division down. You know, you can talk about concepts all you want, but you can't understand the concept until you have your basics. And sad to say, I don't care how many computers or how many printed circuits you invent, there is only one way to learn your times tables, and that is by rote. We did this in the morning. It took about 5 minutes. The whole class would recite their times tables from 2 right the way up to 12, and then we would do a question and answer where the teacher would fire out 6 7s, 4 3s, 9 12s, and if you didn't get the answer right, you had to write out your times tables 2 or 3 times, and that was a boring kind of process. But we learned. I still, at the age of 65, I can still recite my times tables, and I use them every day. I use them in percentages. I went into a supermarket the other day and I bought an item for $1.15, and the girl behind the counter needed a calculator to find out that she had to give me $3.85 change for a $5 bill. That is sad. And the fact that teachers are going to school to teach children who can't answer simple grade 6 and grade 7 math questions is absolutely outrageous. Why are we allowing these people to be teachers? Come on, get with the program. Okay, next story. This is very interesting. Who lives and who dies? And there in the center is an Uber cab, a pedestrian, and a cyclist. And this is about who makes a decision if there's an accident about to occur. Do you hit the car? Do you swerve into the pedestrian or hit the cyclist? Who do you protect? The passengers in the other car? The pedestrian? The cyclist? The driver and passengers in your car who are all innocent? These are tough questions. This is a little mind perusal that's been thrown into the works, because it's something we haven't thought about before, because we use human decision to make these very, very, very sensitive decisions in accident situations, and because we assume that we're all coming from the best outcome point of view, and that we're going to do the right thing, unless nature takes its course and you just can't possibly avoid. There's no time to avoid it. But there has been several accidents. Uber hit a cyclist in Florida, I believe, and there was another accident, I forget where now, but there has been a couple of accidents where these cars have hit trucks. One hit a fire engine whilst in the autonomous driving mode. Yes, we need to ask these questions, but what I found really interesting was the response of the manufacturers. And it says, "We don't suggest that policymakers should cater to the public's preferences. Fancy that. They just need to be aware of it, to expect a possible reaction when something happens. If an incident, a kid, does not get special attention, there might be some public reaction." Did I just hear that right? That they're only concerned with the public reaction rather than the moral question, should I or should I not hit this child? And to give politicians the heads up. This is by Edward Awad, a computer scientist at the Massachusetts Institute for Technology Media Lab. So there you go. You can see there that the concern, you might even find they'll put in protect the car and screw everybody else. Because that's what it sounds like to me. Just politicians are better be prepared that if somebody gets seriously hurt, there's going to be some public pushback. So get ready for it. So, crazy stories, crazy world. Interesting to think about. Okay, so you take care. Please, if you enjoyed this video, like and subscribe. Leave a comment. We'd love to hear your opinions, and we'll be coming to you real soon. You take care now. See ya. Bye.